Hi, today we're going to talk about how to use a squat rack. These are actually squat stands, but for the purpose of this video, we're just going to call it a squat rack. The first thing you need to know when using a squat rack is where to put the bar. Now in a squat, that position exists where if you were to stand up with the bar on your back, you would get about 2 to 3 inches of clearance from the J-hooks, which are those things right there. Okay? If you don't have that clearance, you end up scraping the hooks on the way out, or you have to tippy-toe yourself to get the bar out. Neither one of those things is good. The opposite is true in that the J-hooks can be too low, and that when you squat it off, you have too much clearance. And this involves you overshooting the J-hooks as you put the bar back in. So what we're going to do is use a little trick to find the right setting for the J-hooks no matter where you go. So whatever rack you're on, whether you're at your home gym, an away gym, you can find the correct setting for your squats by doing this little trick. And this trick involves you just taking the tip or the beginning of your armpit and putting it at the start of the J-hooks. So Beasley's going to demonstrate that. We of course have these preset, but you simply just put your armpit at the start of the J-hooks, and that will give you a good rack height for both your high bar squats, front squats, low bar squats. Generally all squat variants will work with this, okay? And to test this out, we're going to go ahead and have Beasley hop under the bar and show us what a good takeout looks like. So once she's squatted up, you can see that there's a good 2 to 3 inches of space between the hook and the bar. And this gives her a lot of room to walk it out, which is exactly what she wants. So she'll go ahead and walk it out. And then this brings us to our second consideration for using a rack in the squat, and that's where to put the safety pins, or in this case, the spotter arms, okay? Spotter arms need to be put at a place where they don't interfere with your squat so that you can get to full depth. Beasley's going to demonstrate that right now. She's able to squat to full depth and get back up without the spotter arms interfering. Now what we're going to see is Beasley fail a rep. When she fails a rep, she's going to be able to just sit down with the bar because the pins are set at a high enough height to take the bar from her being stapled into the floor. So let's watch that. Things get hard all of a sudden. She comes back down, and the pins just take the bar. It's important that you have the pins set at a point to where they can take the bar versus you dumping it on the pins. Dumping the bar on the pins destroys the equipment. It's not something you should ever do. It's preferable that you would just dump the plate on the floor. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bleed over into the bench press and look at the same considerations for using the squat rack and a bench press. So now we're going to talk about how to use a rack and a bench press. There are very similar considerations, but also a few things that are a little different in the bench press that we're going to go over. The first thing you need to know is, just like in the squat, you need about 2 to 3 inches of clearance from when you press the bar out of the J-hooks. But you need to know that the bar has to be a certain position in the J-hooks, and that is all the way at the edge. This is because you're going to position your body around the bar by putting your eyes just behind the J-hooks. And Beasley's going to show us what that looks like. So with her eyes just behind the J-hooks and the bar all the way at the edge, she can effectively press the bar out with a good 2 to 3 inches of clearance over her shoulder joint. And then when she puts the bar back in, she hits the uprights. This is also true in the squat. You should always hit the uprights whenever you're putting the bar in. You never want to try to land on the hooks. You always hit the rail, and you hitting the rail tells you that the hooks are underneath your bar. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to look at Beasley take the bar out, and we're going to see how the spotter arms play their role here. Right now, the spotter arms are in a good position because when she does this bench press, they're not going to interfere with the rep at all. So let's see that happen. Good lift. Okay, now we're going to look at Beasley fail a rep. When she fails a rep, we're going to see her collapse the giant arch she has in her back right now. You can see how much her chest is up. When she hits this really tough rep she's about to hit, she's going to collapse that, and we're going to see the spotter arms take the bar. And comes back down, and she flattens out, and the spotter arms take it, and she's able to roll it back and then wiggle out. Now, not all racks have this fine spacing, like here at Atlanta Barbell. Some racks have big jumps in between them, but what you need to know is that you need to have your spotter arms or your safety pins at a position to where the bar cannot land on your neck. That's what's vulnerable, and that's what you need to protect. So So when you're benching, please make sure you have the safety pin set at a point to where the bar cannot fall on your neck. I hope this video helped. Let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you on the next video.